Hey guys, it's Julia Ehrman. I'm so excited for today's video because we're gonna be actually taking a little turn here, okay? I'm gonna be sharing with you, along with my husband, how we brew beer, okay? So about 3 months ago, we sold everything. We moved from Washington all the way to Tennessee. I've been sharing with you guys our journey, and I'm gonna keep sharing with you our journey. But one of the biggest things about our journey wasn't just that we wanted to move to Tennessee. It was that we wanted to create a life that was a little bit more sustainable off a lot less money, right? That was a part in our decision. And so one of those things is being able to brew beer. And my husband has brewed beer so many times. When we first met, he used to always have fresh brew, and he has not brewed beer in 10 years because we haven't had the space or the time. To share with you today, you'll get to meet my husband. He's amazing. You'll hear our little 2-year-old in the background, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. So if you are looking to brew beer, or you just want a little insight about what our crazy life looks like, make sure you keep. What's the recipe that we're gonna be using?
It's a secret recipe, but it comes from an adaptation from Palmer's book. This is a classic. But basically, you make beer with water, some sort of sugar, a yeast, and some hops. So the sugar can come from straight from grain, which this is a Crystal 60. It can come from a liquid malt extract, which these tubs are very common, or a dry, which we have over here. These are dries, but in this recipe, we're gonna do a combination of liquid and a grain. So we're gonna seep the grain in water, we'll bag it and seep it, and then we'll bring it up to a boil, add the liquid, and throughout the boil, we'll add different hops at different times to bring out the best flavors. And then the yeast, this one will be a soft, pipe you down, Russ. This will be a new one for me. White Labs has their pure pitch, so you just bring this up to room temperature, snip off the end, and pitch it right into the wort when it's ready to go. And you cap it, ferment it for a couple weeks, and hopefully we have good beer.
So we got the barley, a little bag here. We're using our outdoor burner. So we're gonna bring the burner up to 150.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna soak this in it. Okay, we had our first little snafu. We just bought a new pot to brew in, and it has a hole in the side. So we're having to switch out, boil water in a different pot. That is why when you brew beer, you wanna make sure that you have a lot of time and you have extra supplies. Okay, we're ready to steep. We got this here, fresh barley. And we're gonna put it in hot water. Leave it hanging out so that it's easy to grab out, right? And meanwhile, we're doing a thing. We are brewing beer. Out the barley. I don't probably want to put that down. Here, you got to be careful to make sure everything stays sanitized. So we're gonna wait for it to drip. Okay, the next thing we have is a pale ale malt extract. Kind of looks like molasses. We're gonna take the lid and we're gonna add this in and stir it up.
As you approach a boil, so it starts to form a head, and it will get very foamy. And you need to watch it closely so it doesn't boil over.
What will happen to the beer if it boils? Like bad taste?
Oh, boil over? Well, you'll lose your a bunch of product material. The head will come out of the pot. This is a deep pot, so it's not that bad. When you throw the hops in, it can boil quite a bit. It'd be pretty much a violent reaction.
All right, that's the rest of the beer water.
Yeah, just spring water.
Got it at a boil.
We'll have the hops here for the bittering hops in a minute here.
Okay, so we just added
Start a
the
30-minute
bittering.
timer.
Just added the bittering hops. For how long?
60 minutes.
Okay, so the one thing that might get people when they're making beer is how you add the hops in time increments. So we just added the first hops and then that hop is gonna be in for 60 minutes. But then 30 minutes in, we're gonna add a second hop, and then 15 minutes after that, we'll add the third hop. So make sure that when you're brewing beer, you don't mess the timing of it up, because it's really important to have the certain hops in for a certain amount of time. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, so we're gonna put in these hops. These are for our friends Matt and Kara from Yakima Valley, where the best hops come from. So we're gonna pour this, actually the whole package in. Then we're gonna give it a little bit of a stir. We set the timer now for 15 minutes, and then we'll add in the last of the 3 hops.
Another Yakima hop packet, the whole thing. This one's for Adam and Lex. Shazam! Finished the boil, and we're cooling the wort as quickly as possible. We've got a garden hose hooked up like an intercooler, and it's also in an ice bath.
We have ours in our basement, and we'll leave it here and see how it turns out. Okay, the yeast is obviously working. Check it out. We are gonna put it into the mini fridge over here, where we can control the temperature.